Morning, good morning. Looks like everything is up and running here. Fingers crossed we're going out to the right spots and bits and pieces. Give me a shout out, gang, in the chat if you're online. I can see a few people jumping on there. So good morning, everyone. Welcome to another Wealth Coffee Chat. 2nd of August. Pinching a punch yesterday for the first day of the month. Hey, good morning, Alison. Good to see you, Yasmin, Aaron, Pratesh, Arnie, Graham, Chris, Candice, Hardik. Good morning, all of you. Michelle, all the way from sunny Melbourne. Hopefully it's sunny down there. It's beautiful here in the GC. Hopefully got your coffee, getting yourself ready for the day. Anyone who's new, hello. Oh, there's good morning, my love, all the way down from the house, 100 metres away. I'm lucky enough, gang. I'm lucky enough to have a little office at my home, but not in my house. We've got a bit of land here, and I get to go to work each day. The traffic is pretty good. No traffic jams on my commute. Hopefully you guys are all well wherever you are. Stay safe in these uncertain times. Weird times out there in the world. But anyway, let's talk about real estate. If you're new here, give us a shout out in the chat. Say good day. Jason Witten's my name. For anyone who's new, been property investing over 20 years and coaching property investors over 18 with my compadre Sam. And we've helped people do over, I think it's over 7,000 odd deals now. The number keeps climbing. Lots and lots of opportunities to learn. And along the way, we have learned a bunch of things, and we like to share them with you guys. Each morning, I get together with you guys and have a little chat, Wealth Coffee Chat, in the morning. And away we go. But Pratesh is already onto it. He's answering the question I've already asked, which is, gang, the biggest gap in history. The biggest gap in history, what is it? Give us a shout out in the chat if you think you know what it is. Pratesh, that's probably accurate as well. I would hazard a guess. Supposedly, Aussies have squirreled away many billions of dollars of savings during COVID times. So that's interesting too. Lots of resources put away. Those that don't, that own a property, and those that don't. That's a good guess, Alison. Keep you hanging there. Alicia, good morning to you. Good to see you here too. But listen, I'll put you immigration. Yeah, actually, it's pretty low for a while, isn't it, Zinette? There you go. Well, let's have a look at this. Let's check this out, gang. Interest rates, well, actually, all around, I think it's pretty misleading, to be honest, isn't it, gang? Because there's lots of records and all times and lowest as and all sorts of things in history. Well, it's an interesting time. It's a record-breaking time. It's quite poignant that the Olympic Games are on right now, and gold medals are being won all over the place. But check it out. This is quite telling when it comes to real estate team, gang, and us as investors keeping an eye on signals, keeping an eye on things that might influence the value of certain pieces of real estate, might influence the demand on certain pieces of real estate. It might influence things on our rents, etc., etc. So there you go. It's the gap between houses and units, okay? And it says here, according to the Fin Review, that it is a record gap between houses and units in Sydney. And I wouldn't be surprised, gang. I'm going to check this out a bit later on. I couldn't find it in the few minutes that I was getting prepared for the Wealth Coffee Chat this morning, but I wouldn't be surprised if that's not the case for Melbourne. If that's not the case for Canberra, and probably many of the other cities as well, because Canberra and Melbourne, gang, have now gone to the $1 million average house price. Sydney is 1.4 million and climbing. So there's some interesting things going on out there in the world of property prices, and the idea that we need to be ready and understand what's going on so we can take advantage of it is always what this show's about in the mornings. Because at the end of the day, if you have a look at, what goes on often, now I'm going to try and draw, that's a pretty dodgy Australia, and New Zealand's kind of over here, I think. Yeah, don't hire me for any art projects, team, gang. That's not my cup of tea, all right? And we've got sort of Canberra in there, okay? But, if you have a look at what's going on now in the marketplace, and you go, all right, well, down here is $1 million, okay, 1 mil. Canberra's 1 mil. Sydney is 1.4. 1.4, folks. $1.4 million average house price. Brisbane, 700K. Check that out, all right? 700K. Adelaide and Perth, I think it's down in the 600s. I was looking at this the other day, okay? So we've got, and I think Darwin actually is up there in the 600 as well. But if you have a look at the East Coast and the Australian marketplace, and what do you guys think right now? What do you think that might happen when, over here, the average house price is over $1 million as well in New Zealand? So have a look at this, team. We have 1.4, 1 million, 1.4, 1 million, 1 million. It doesn't take blind Freddy to see. Where do you think people might go? Where do you think people might go, team, gang? When they're thinking, okay, I might invest. Yep, Candace is on it. Everyone's moving to Brisbane, and we're feeling it. For all sorts of reasons right now, temporary, and you can see buyers and purchasers certainly heading to the southeast Queensland area. Okay, now that makes sense. It doesn't take Einstein to work it out. And if you see, yeah, okay, there you go. Only 700K down there. Around your area, Michelle, it wouldn't get you much, So I can tell you, gang, if we understand this stuff as property investors, we can be, informed, ahead, cognizant of what might happen, where the push might be going, all right? So if we have a look at New South Wales, there we go. Let's have a look at New South Wales by itself now. And if you were in New South Wales, the house price is 1.4 million, and the yield is about 2%, okay, which is crazy. And, between 3 and 2%, not much chop. Now, the unit price, the apartment price, you think, all right, well, if I can't buy a house, what will I buy next? What will I buy next? And, if you're looking at an apartment, I'll try and draw a decent apartment here. My drawings aren't the best. But there you go. You get the point, gang. All right. Question mark. There's a gap in between these two prices, and that is where value will lie. That is where value will lie, okay? That is where capital growth may lie. That is where the opportunity for rental growth may lie. And for all of us as property investors, that idea is not only true when it comes to the difference between here, 1.4 million people want to buy a house, they're going to come to Queensland, Brisbane, Gold Coast, Sunshine Coast, pretty well from Noosa to Byron. And Byron's obviously in New South Wales, but, that kind of stretch in the north, the sort of the middle of Australia / north of New South Wales, south of Queensland. That's kind of this little interesting belt right now where there's just a huge amount of demand. It's crazy times, right? Now, the question we have as property investors is, if these prices go up, what would be the adjustment of those prices when and if they overshoot? And I need you guys to remember this one when it comes to two things that are really important when it comes to prices overshooting and correcting, okay? Number one, the interest rates, and number two, the wages or the salaries, okay? Now, I might do another Wealth Coffee chat on this one, but team gang, these are record prices in housing, and apartments are now starting to follow. And in many locations, certainly in the locations that we've been investing in different styles of real estate. You guys know we like the idea of diversification, not only in location, but also in style of property. We've talked about this one before, the proximity of profit, team. The proximity of profit means if you want to be closer to a piece of infrastructure and you have a certain set budget, e.g., Michelle was saying here, person's got a set budget of $700,000 and they want to be close to a location, let's say, then you don't get to have a house. You exchange the location for the style of property often. So the house is 1.4. You want to be close to the train station or the beach or the city or the school. Okay, whatever it is, you can't buy a house for 1.4. You look at a townhouse, maybe there at 1 million. You look at a two-bedroom apartment. Now I can buy a two-bedroom apartment for $700,000. Okay, so that's the exchange. Now, the two things that we need to keep an eye on as investors is if the interest rates go up. Now, all communication is saying that they won't for a reasonably long time. 2024 and beyond, probably even longer. Andy and I talk about this all the time. I think we're going to be in a low interest rate environment for a heck of a long time in Australia and probably around the world, but we shall see. We shall see. I'm not an economist. Certainly don't think that I'm qualified to be an economist. There's always a joke. There's always a joke about this. Who can be? This is it's a funny joke, but sometimes people don't laugh at it. But who can be wrong 100% of the time and still have a job? An economist, and you probably get a bonus or a raise. Yeah, that makes me laugh. Anyway. But into the future, if our interest rates go up, but our wages go flat or in comparison to inflation go down, because inflation goes up, your buying power goes down, then we have to sort of have a look at that signal, all right? Okay? And we have a little look at that adjustment. I'm going to do another Wealth Coffee chat on this one. It's sort of, it's a good little conversation, a little bit deeper in depth, but we shall see. So there you go, gang. Record things around the place. The distance, the gap between Sydney and Sydney houses and Sydney apartments, I would absolutely believe that would be the case right now in Melbourne. I know it's the case in Canberra. Listen, how's this? We just got a client of ours, a brand new, get this, in Canberra, we just got a client of ours a brand new apartment for $299,000. Let me repeat that, folks. $299,000. It was a one-bedroom apartment, but it was over 50 square meters, and the rent on that is 7%. Brand new in Canberra, okay? Now, that was the brief. That was something that we had to work with. So, these things are crazy, okay? Now, imagine that. A house is $700,000 more. Fair enough, you're getting some land and a few more bedrooms. But there you go, gang. Crazy times. Anyway. All right, gang. I think that's it. I'm just waffling on now a bit. Anyway, so I wonder how long we've been going today. I'll check my time down here. 15 minutes. Yeah. Oh, I'm a big fan of Canberra. I got some real estate in Canberra. Absolutely crushing it down there. And hopefully wherever you are, you're thinking about your diversification and amplification strategy, because diversification brings safety, team. Diversify in location, not only locally in types of property, but also interstate. I'm a big fan of that as you build your property portfolio and try and get to where you want to go. Gang, that's it. I'll call it Wealth Coffee Chat done and dusted for the 2nd of August. You guys stay well and sharp. Shout out to everyone mentoring tonight. Tonight, we have got it on. Myself, Sam, and Tabitha. We're calling it Back to the Foundations, but team, gang, it is not basic. We are going to lay out end-to-end the exact steps and processes of each of the things that you need to understand and go through as a property investor. And I want you guys there tonight to make sure you've got all the boxes ticked, or if you haven't got them ticked, they're on the list to knock over when it's appropriate. We're going to be doing that tonight. So make sure you join us. You'll receive an email or a text message with the link, those that are in mentoring. Make sure you get along, gang. Looking forward to catching up with you guys tonight. Thanks for joining me this morning, and away you go. All right, gang, that's it. Wealth Coffee Chat done. You guys be awesome. Be well. Until I chat to you tomorrow or tonight, take care and bye for now.